Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Ben Johnson. I normally host the Perpetual Chess Podcast. I don't make a lot of YouTube videos, but there's a question that's come up a few times in light of recent interviews on the pod: how to play solitaire chess, aka guess the move, as a study method on your own on LiChess.org. Now, I should mention, again, not a YouTuber. Also, in the context where it's been recommended recently, it's been by chess-based users. Chess-based is, of course, a dominant, old school, late RAM intensive chess program that's been around forever and that a lot of chess professionals use to study, with giant databases of games. And it has a feature called training where you can basically play guess the move, aka solitaire chess, as a way to study. Reasons that people like Gregory Kaidanov and Grandmaster Alex Fishbein have recommended solitaire chess is it's important to study whole games. I recently did a podcast with Neil Bruce about this. At least that's my personal opinion. If you just study tactics, it can be harder to recognize them. It can be harder to see how they set up. Studying whole games lets you see how people convert. It takes you out of your comfort zone in terms of learning openings. And it's also just a good way to learn about prominent players. So I think that's why trainers, again, like Kaidanov, have recommended solitaire chess so much. Now, I want to be clear that there's no panacea when it comes to chess study. Just do what works for you. Your rating might go up, it might not. But if you do want to study solitaire chess, I'm here to try to show you how to do it on LiChess. And be sure to stay tuned for the end, because there's kind of a trick at the end. Just when you think you have it working, there's a little trick. So let's get to it. So I'm going to share my screen here. And we're going to lichess.org. So here we are at LiChess. First thing to do is create a study. So you go to Learn, Study. Of course, Study is a fantastic feature that has many databases. And now we're going to make a new one. So to make a new one, we hit this green button. And then here's the first key thing. This is going to be a little spoiler of whose games we're going to do. We're going to go with the name Rapport. Let's go with Rapport, guess the move. And now we get to the part where you would normally put a game, but for now we're just going to do create chapter, and we'll come back to that in a minute. Because the first thing you have to do is go to the settings of the study, which is this little wheel here on the left, and you change your analysis mode to interactive lesson. So once we've done that, now we need games. Now, I chose Richard Rapport, so what I'm going to do is switch my share. So I'm going to Google Richard Rapport chess games. And I know you guys can't see it yet. It's coming in 1 sec. So Richard Rapport chess games. Here it is. And then we go to the games. Now, chessgames.com, of course, is a fantastic resource. If you're able to support them, I recommend you do so, but it's a totally free site. And one thing you might want to do if you decide to study a player is you can either sort by openings, if there's openings you like. I think it's better to have a sort of broader array of games, expose yourself to more positions. So maybe you just want to start with 10 players. I mean, the top 10 games here, notable games. Now, why Richard Rapport? Well, you could study whoever you want. But when I interviewed Grandmaster Gregory Kaidanov, a fun interview you guys should check out if you can. He's a font of chess information. He said his favorite player when he was a kid was Anatoly Karpov, but to this day, he's still active. He's going to play in the World Cup next year, and he's still studying chess. And one of his favorite modern players to study is Richard Rapport, who's known for his he has some creativity and openings, but also very creative tactical player. When I interviewed Grandmaster Robert Hess getting ready for the candidates, he also raved about Rapport. So he is a fun player to study. So I decided that we're going to go through a few moves of his and guess the move. So we've got notable games. Now what we do is we click on the game. So we're going to go to Rapport versus Carlsen. And now in order to import the game, we go down here where it says PGN, which is just the chess file. And then there are different ways you could do it. You could download it to text, to like a text file on a PC. But what I do is I just go to View. And now it's switched to the text file. Now Control A to select it all, Control C to copy it. And now I'm going to switch back to LiChess. So, okay, here we are back in LiChess. Now I'm going to add a new chapter, PGN. and boom, we've got the rapport game. But you might say, well, Ben, what's going on? I still see the moves. Yeah, that's the one thing about LiChess. At least I haven't found a way to hide it from yourself, but there is a workaround. So what you do, and this is the last step, this is the trick I alluded to at the end, is you need to be not logged in, or you need like a dummy account creating the studies, and then you study them in your own account. Because now I'm going to cut and paste the actual study, which remember I made available for everyone. And now I'm going to, in a different browser where I'm not logged in, I am going to go to that study. So here we are on my Internet Explorer. Instead of my Firefox, cut and paste the study. And voila, now we're in the game, but it doesn't show the moves. So what would you play in this position? It has the interactive lesson. Now, I happen to have seen that one knight f3 was the first move. And, you know, it's okay to cheat on the first handful of moves. Maybe you remember them so that you can just get to the position. You could also set it to start at a certain position in the LiChess study. So knight f3, I happen to remember. d5, they take the center. I happen to remember he goes b3. Magnus plays bishop f5. He goes bishop b2. And this is actually where I no longer remember where he went, but I think it might be either c4 or e3. Nope. So e3. I'm failing miserably. Where did he go here? d3? Okay. And remember, some of these, it's not going to be necessarily the best move, but you're putting yourself in their shoes. And especially as you get out of the opening, of course, in the opening, in many cases, like all of these moves are fine. But as you get to the more dynamic parts of the game, you get to more important moves. So you can spend as much time as you want thinking about it. But basically, now you are good to go in terms of, oh, good, I got it right. In terms of how to play solitaire chess on LiChess. So I'll link to this study in case anyone wants to finish this game. And hopefully you all are now all set. Let me know if you like this. If you do, I can walk through how to do it on ChessBase as well, or possibly even play complete games on solitaire chess. But at least now you all are set up for how to play solitaire chess on your own on LiChess as a training / study method / way to grow your chess culture, which is always important. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully I will catch you all listening to the Perpetual Chess Podcast.